It's an
amazing.
even number too. It's something with even numbers. You know, last time we presented, it was day 260.
It was?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
Um,
Wow. Okay.
as they keep coming in, good morning, Facebook. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome.
That's right. That's right. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Thank you for joining us.
To part two. We said we were going to do a part two, and we did it. We're
And
here.
we're here, ready to provide, ready to present. Looking forward to hearing your conversation as well. So please share with us all that you want to share with us as we go through this presentation.
Yeah, we welcome all the comments, feedback, and we want to have more of a discussion this time too. You know, Kyira and I could just kind of go at it all day.
Exactly. Good morning, Facebook. Welcome to Giving Yourself Permission to Live with Hydration and Rest. But today we are focusing on hydration only.
Because we spent a whole
only on rest the first time.
session on rest. It was quite shocking to hear how many people were suffering with lack of sleep or knowing that they're not allowing themselves that kind of rest.
Right. And
it's 7 o'clock. Zoom is here.
Facebook.
Can you welcome Zoom?
Oh, Zoom is here too. Good morning, Zoom. Welcome, Zoom.
Good morning.
I just saw that.
Good morning.
Peace and blessings.
Good morning. Good morning, Zoom. Let's see.
Good morning. So I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, you got to switch view. Good morning, Casey.
Good morning,
Adam.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Kyira.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cassie.
Peace and blessings.
Good morning. Peace and blessings. Grand Rising.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ambibola. Ambibola, did I say that right? Is it Ambibola or Ambola?
Abimbola.
Ambimbola. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Afria. Good morning, Stacy.
Morning.
Good morning. Facebook, we didn't forget about you. Good morning. We know you're there.
We know y'all still coming in. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Ariane.
Good morning.
Good morning. So happy for you to join us.
Welcome to part two of Giving Yourself Permission to Live with Hydration and Rest.
Yes, and it is beautiful outside.
Isn't it? Didn't I say the way that sun was cutting in?
Yeah. It's gorgeous outside.
I don't know. I may not be working today.
Facebook, good morning again. Happy to see y'all. Or know that you're there, I should say.
You know? Good morning, Afua.
Definitely. If we're talking about water today, so please, by all means, please go get yourself a glass of water.
Morning, Candace.
Good morning, Candace. Good morning.
Good morning. Good Grand Rising and a very pleasant morning to all.
Thank you, Candace. Everyone, please go get yourself a glass of water. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Welcome to Giving Yourself Permission to Live with Hydration and Rest, Part 2. Excited that you are with us. And we're looking forward to sharing. What'd you say, Kevin?
I had music in my head. That's why I was dancing for a minute.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing. We're dealing. We're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching. We're moving. Together, together, we're learning. Discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading. Connecting. Transforming. Together, together.
Good morning, everyone. So what we are going to do is we're going to have a meditation by Kevin Joseph.
Okay. Got some nice floor plan. Down. Okay. So before we get started, we'd love to just usher in the space. Some great sounds with some water, hydration, and just getting us ready to just launch into this other conversation with some deep breathing, but very small meditation. So if everyone can just join us, if you're laying down, it's fine. You can close your eyes, just kind of listen to the sounds of the water for a second. I'm gonna let this run for literally 20 seconds. Just listen to it, and then we'll start our breathing. Okay, and that's the end of our 20 seconds. You can keep your eyes closed. Just take a really deep breath in through your nose. And exhale slowly out the mouth. And when you exhale, push all the air out of your stomach. Like make your stomach as flat as possible. Try to use all of it to go out. And that way you have more space to bring in more oxygen. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. And when you take your inhales, try to expand your stomach as much as possible. Inhale. Hold for a second. And exhale. You can slowly open your eyes. That serves multiple purposes. One, you're replacing the oxygen and blood flow in your body. But as you are exchanging air, you are exchanging energy at the same time. And so whatever is sort of like holding you back or conflicting energy, you can just purposely leave that at the door as you just bring in oxygen to kind of flush that out. As it's flushing out toxins, you can just flush the energy out the door as well. So I'm glad we had this chance to kind of reset and I'm going to pass it over. I'm going to stop our audio.
I'm just curious. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
I heard an echo. I'm curious to know if just one or two people can just share what came up for you when you had the meditation. Like, what were you thinking? What did the water do for you? I'm open. How do you feel?
Yeah, that would be interesting to hear.
What'd you say?
I said that would be interesting to hear.
Yeah.
I know what always comes up for me, but I'm gonna let them jump in first.
Water always allows for this sense of being refreshed and being calmer than how I started without it. So there's a great appreciation for even the sound of water.
Absolutely. I'm in
Thank you for that, Candace.
complete agreement. I know Kenyofu said the sound of water is always energizing for me. Okay, for you. Definitely understand and agree. The reason I asked is because when we think of water, there's so many different bodies of water. So I'm like, you think of water when when you need to cleanse your body and go into the shower. You think of water when you're going to the beach and you walk into the water. You think of water, or maybe you don't. You think of water when it comes to rainwater. And so I don't know if you're like, oh, let me use an umbrella, or if you're just like, bring it on and just hit me. So it's just up to you. And you think of water when you just, when you have to ingest and consume water. So there's so many different forms of water that are cleansing and energizing. What I'd like to do, Kenyofu, if you can just show the first slide, and one of my sisters will be very familiar with this slide. So it says, go outside after it rains, why it's good for you. Ever wonder why the air feels refreshingly lighter after a rainstorm? The air is filled with negative ions. When you go out and inhale them, they reach our bloodstream and produce biochemical reactions that increase levels of the good mood chemical serotonin, helping to alleviate depression, relieve stress, and boost energy. Think beaches, showers, mountains, waterfalls, and rainfalls. Water, the most abundant element on earth and in you. Its physical and energetic healing properties are immense. Thank you, Kenyofu. Yeah.
Kyira, when we were talking last night and we were talking about like when you're standing at the beach and when you're standing at waterfalls and you feel that sense of empowerment, enlightenment, and to realize that you have this full chemical reaction that's happening within your body, and it's not just what you're staring at. There's just good imagery, but there's a real chemical reaction that's happening within your body by being in the presence of such bodies of water, especially after it rains, which is another evidence of like how important it is and what it allows us to do, which is probably the most part of this conversation. Like we are focusing on hydration, but what does it allow you to do is after that. So I'm interested in that part of our conversation.
Well, I'm interested in all the parts of the conversation.
All the parts, right.
And because you said that, which is interesting, because I definitely want to talk about the sustainability. A lot of people just don't realize how important water is. Or maybe you do realize that you're just like, water. Just the fact that, we can go without food for about 3 weeks, but you really can't go past 3 days without water. So Kevin, jump in, because I know that was definitely a part of the conversation that you really want to talk about.
Well, yeah, and the other part is like, yeah, and we're going to get into the stats and the details and what it actually does for the body. And of course, as a non-athlete person and as an athlete, and how much we need water to even sustain ourselves on every day. But before we get to that, is the name of the workshop is giving ourselves permission to thrive. With rest and hydration. Drinking water is allowing ourselves to do what we love to do, or do the things that we know is going to progress our lives. The water is a tool for us. And you started with the question, well, I guess it's going to come up in the poll, but like, why aren't we, doing that? Is it just because we don't have the knowledge? And some of us do have the knowledge that we know it's good for us, um, but we're not really possessing that as like, let me use this so I can do what I want to do for the rest of my day or the rest of this week. But yeah, so I'm gonna throw it back to you so we can get to some details.
Okay, what I do think is important is it's literally what permission does water give to us? So it's almost like a play on the words of the title. Like you give
Mhm.
yourself permission to hydrate, but it's actually what is water permitting us to do.
Exactly. Right.
So that's just interesting. Can Yoko and Naja, if you can pose the poll questions, and then we can definitely get into the juiciest part of this conversation.
Mm. Mm.
So the first poll question is, do you drink 8 glasses of water per day? Yes, no, and not sure. And the second one is, do you find that you resist drinking water even though you know it's good for you? Yes or no?
I'm curious to hear these stats. I'm curious. I want to hear it. I mean, I want to see it once it's published. And while they're kind of clicking on the yes or no, whatever, I think when, as an athlete and when we are, really performing days, I mean, everyone sees that, you're drinking water while you're either on your walk or on your jog or whatever. But without it, what always stands up for me, like, you know what, there was one day, I'm going to detour for a second. There was one day I went to a training session and I got there, I drove my bike to the track and I forgot my water. And I was like, oh my God. And it was supposed to be like a 45-minute workout, and it was really, I was doing a test. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty hydrated. Maybe I can do it without. And that was a complete failure. And I knew it, right? I knew that was going to happen because, everything becomes laborious when you are not drinking water, especially at a stage of athleticism. Everything becomes laborious. You can't maintain that level of intensity. So even just for everyday walking, everything becomes laborious. And I think we do it for so long that we don't realize that actually it's becoming harder to do just regular things like just walking, walking to the train, moving things around the house, getting to work, thinking about that next project. Everything becomes harder, but you do it for so long, so you don't realize that that's why that's becoming harder.
Right. Or even just getting up. I know my brother would always make the joke when he goes to or we drop something. So you drop something, and then when you pick it up, or when you're sitting down, and then you get up and you hear the little
Right.
oh, that's the age. And I'm like, actually, it might be the lack of water. But people don't realize that water is definitely something that affects you in so many different ways, and in small ways and big ways. But you definitely have to consume water.
Yeah. Do we have the results on Nisha on this yet?
So we do. Let me go ahead and end the poll and see if it will come up on the screen for you.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Oh, we got good numbers. Okay.
We definitely did. Wow. Okay. So 46% say you drink 8 glasses of water. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
38 no. 15 not sure. So those for the not sure, definitely start paying attention to how much water you consume daily. It's just important to know. It's not just, oh, let me just pick up some, but really do pay attention. And I know in some cases, I just did a workshop last Friday, and somebody said, because she's so busy with work, she literally schedules it in her calendar every single hour that she makes sure that she gets up to drink water. And then the second poll, do you find that you resist drinking water even though you know it's good for you? Great. 62% say no. That's fantastic. Woo-hoo. And 38% say yes. Fantastic. I would just ask anybody who, I know we have some stuff in the chat, so if anybody wants to, Kenyofu or Naja, if you can share what's being said in the chat. But in addition to that, if someone can just come off mute, maybe 2 or 3 people, and share why it is that you don't drink 8 glasses of water.
All right, that's nothing but administrative and greetings in the chat. So let's see. Let's see here from, I'm not sure who said they drink less than. So maybe I'm looking at Candace Hurley. Well, I don't know what your answer was, but you can share that with us.
I drink a lot of water, but probably not 8 glasses per day. I think the excuse is that I am busy and caught up in the day. Before I go to bed, I drink. When I'm on BTT, I drink water. And I also drink water. I can't have it first thing in the morning, just as you suggested. It will come back up for me. So, but I do drink, but it's probably not consistently hitting the 8 glasses. But I am drinking probably six glasses a day, because I have at least one of those bottle of seltzer waters. I have at least one of that in the evening when I'm doing the things I have to do.
Okay. Well, let me just ask you, Candace, and thank you for sharing. When you have, is it only one bottle of seltzer? Only reason I ask is because seltzer is not quite water. Just remember, and I'm sure you were on, because it sounds like you were on when I spoke about water before. Just think about when you're washing your floor, are you going to wash your floor with seltzer water or regular water? Which is
Regular water.
Right. So think about the same thing when it comes to your body. And the reason for it, and before I let you answer, the reason for it is because seltzer water, the carbonation can deplete the calcium from your bones. So I'm not saying not to drink it, but just saying to make sure that you drink a lot more regular, clean water versus the carbonated water.
Got it. Thanks for that information.
You're welcome.
I am blessed.
Kyra, you want to jump into some of the what we were talking about yesterday, what we hear about the reasons why some people don't drink water?
Absolutely. Yeah, please.
Okay. So we've heard from Candace about how much she does drink. So I'm curious for people to kind of put in the chat about some of the reasons why they don't drink water. Like I've heard, I don't like the taste of water.
Even though water has no taste. Okay.
I've heard that, I pretty much get by. Like I'm fine. I may have like 2 glasses of water, throughout the day. All right, so let's address those 2. Let's go for the I don't like the taste of water, because I've heard that a number of times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, it's water, so there's no taste in there. But I think the reason why people are saying that is that because in their diet, they're just so used to eating and drinking things that has, a lot of amount of sugar. So then when you're drinking things that don't have anything like that, it kind of resonates with you like, oh, well, where is the sugar? Like your body's looking for the sugar. You may not necessarily be looking for the sugar, but your body's looking for it. And then that is giving you sort of an unfamiliar taste. And you're like, oh, I don't really like that. So it's not so much as you don't like the taste of it. You don't like missing the taste of sugar.
Right.
And then that becomes, a discomfort.
The other thing I saw, Cassie.
Anything. Yep, Adam.
And actually, I totally agree with what Cassie said. Cassie, I hope I'm saying your name correctly.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good. The fact, and please jump in, but the fact that you were like, it really depends on the quality of water. So please, expand on what you just said.
Yes, my husband says I'm bougie about water. I prefer my water at a certain pH, alkaline water. And then I'm in North Carolina, and there's a Black-owned alkaline water company. And it tastes completely different. My 8-year-old son is like, Mama, I need that live alkaline water, right? So there's a different taste and flavor versus tap. It tastes more chemical. You taste the chlorine. And so yeah, the quality depends on it. And then also I love drinking water, but to me, I kind of look at it as fitness, right? So if you work out a lot, you feel the benefit. I drink a lot of water and I'm not drinking enough, my body feels that I get headaches, I feel very fatigued, but definitely the quality. So North Carolina has a black owned live alkaline water in it. As my son says, banging. So yes, I am complete. Thank you.
Well, let me just ask you, do you know what the pH is of the alkaline water that you drink?
I want to be accurate. I cannot find the jug around me right now.
Okay.
But yeah, gosh, it's I want to be accurate when I state that, but the quality of it is truly a difference. And I do like, I think Fiji water, Fiji, I think that's correct.
Mhm.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I do. My husband called that the very bougie water, but if I have to buy water, I prefer Fiji, and there is a different taste in it. But I am complete. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Thank you, Cassie, and your bougie water. We appreciate you.
I can jump in. I don't like water. I've never liked water. I can't stand water. But I know I do need to drink it. So I do struggle with drinking water. And I'm like, Cassie, I have to find the bougie water like Perrier water to drink. And then if I don't drink that, I drink Life water. Another one that is full of what do you call this thing? Electrolytes. But it doesn't tell you how much pH balance of electrolytes is in it for the taste, but it's the one water that I've gravitated towards drinking. So I've been struggling with this bottle since yesterday, and I still have this amount of water left when, you know, I really should have devoured this already. And I know I need to drink it, but I just don't like it. I have that, it just gives me that nasty metal kind of taste in my mouth. And I can't always afford to be running to buy Perrier because it is expensive. And so yeah, I'm depriving myself from the water, and I don't know what it is, what story I got as a child, or did I not get water as a baby? I don't know what it is, but I just don't like water, and I don't like drinking the water.
Charmaine, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do drink water, like what happens? Like what physically happens to your body and taste?
As soon as I drink it, I run to the bathroom. Got me going to the bathroom too often, and I guess maybe my phobia for going to the bathroom, especially if I'm out on the streets, might be part of it as well. But I don't like using public bathrooms, so I don't. So maybe that's why I don't drink the water. I don't know if there's a connection there, but I don't like running to the bathroom every minute. I got to be running.
And so okay, so that's what happens with your body physically. What happens to like the taste of the water? What do you recognize happens there?
It tastes like love, like metal.
Mm.
Yeah, it just has that metal kind of taste, almost that metal kind of taste. I know some women experience when they're pregnant, and I just don't like that taste. I don't like it at all.
Well, to address the going to the bathroom, because that was going to be one of the other comments that we had heard before. You know, water is so powerful because it's pulling out all the toxins that's in your body, right? And being able to disperse it and get it out through the body, whether through your sweating, your pores, or urine. But also, just as we walk throughout the day, like our liver is taking in so much, even just breathing, you know, the toxins that are in the air, and it's storing in the water is able to kind of pull it out. So if you notice that if you're drinking water and immediately you have to go to the bathroom, it's just because the water is doing its job, right? It's pulling the toxins out. Now, of course, yeah, no one wants to be like going to the bathroom every 5 seconds, but that also was a sign that you have not been drinking enough water, and so it's overloaded with toxins, and so the water is doing its job by pulling more toxins out the body. So the more that you do it, the less that you have to go to the bathroom, because
Right.
you shouldn't have to go to the bathroom repeatedly once you're sort of like on a schedule.
Right. So it's literally like training your body. The more you drink
Mm,
it, the less you end up having to go to the bathroom because the fewer toxins you'll have in your body because you will have cleansed it out. The other
mm,
thing is when it comes to the taste of water, um, you can always just I'm saying you can just always, I actually like the taste of water just by itself. But for those who don't like the taste, just get like a squeeze of lime or a squeeze of lemon or a squeeze of whatever, or even putting like mint or basil or a cucumber or something where it's just giving it some flavor. Then you might be able to tolerate it more. I will give you the story, and I think I've said this before. My mother was a Pepsi drinker. That's all she drank. Like, I shouldn't say that's all she drank, but she drank a lot of Pepsi. But she claimed, I don't like water, I don't like water. And I kept pushing her to, I kept encouraging, I'll use that word. I kept encouraging her to drink water. And so she started just kind of just inching back, kind of decreasing the amount of soda she was drinking and then adding more water as she was, as she was decreasing. And now she doesn't drink Pepsi. That's one. I think when she saw like a 17-pound weight loss just from not drinking soda, that alone just got her to not drink soda. But then the fact that her palate changed. And so now she can't go without drinking water. Like, she loves water now. She drinks it all the time. And I think it's different. I think it's two things. I think it's the fact that she feels it in her body and how it makes her feel, but it also is that her palate has changed and she likes the taste of it. I see we have a whole lot of comments in the chat. So please share with us what the comments are.
All right, well, Cassie shared that the Black-owned alkaline water company is called heavyenergyuniversity.com/live-alkaline. She says it's on IG and Facebook at Soul Society NC. So the exact way to spell that is in the chat. There's suggestions.
Go ahead,
There's suggestions on how to drink water. So there's stevia drops, flavored stevia drops. There's lemon, lemon in the water. I think I saw fruit above. Yeah, you add fruit to your water. And Terry has mentioned that she has this challenge with drinking water, going to the bathroom, and balancing meetings. So,
Which is the same, right? Same thing we were just talking about. Like, the more you drink it, the less you'll have to go to the bathroom. So it's training your body to pull all those toxins out as fast as possible. And then once you're on a schedule, the reduction of that kind of goes down. My brother-in-law, whenever I make smoothies, my brother-in-law, we live in the same building, and I would kind of go upstairs like, "Hey, I made some smoothie. You want some?" "Oh, no, 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 no. I can't. I don't like your smoothies." I was like, "What? Wait, what?" It's just like, I just put the natural stuff in there. It's a banana, maybe some protein and whatever. He was like, "No, I'm always in the bathroom every time I drink your smoothies, so I'm a pass on that." But again, same thing I would tell him. I was like, "Look, if you drink more of it, you'll be fine. Like, you just need to like let your body do what it's supposed to do, and then the more current that you are with that, then you'll be in the bathroom less." But yeah, I had to fight with that. Go ahead, Kim.
okay.
You know what? If you could share that next slide.
Okay. Do you want me to share the slide or continue reading the comments?
Oh, if there's more comments,
Oh
please.
yeah, please.
Okay, so there's alkaline machines. A couple of people mentioned that, and there's the Jacqueline says that she doesn't like drinking plastic cups. They have an odor, and she can taste it and smell it. And osmosis, reverse osmosis. There's that type of machine as well from Jacqueline.
Okay. All right. Jacqueline, I'm glad you brought up the whole thing about plastic cups and actually plastic bottles. When we're drinking water, you definitely want to, if you're going to bring water with you, just, for the whole day, it's best if you put it in a glass bottle. Of course, people are thinking, oh, glass is going to break. If you could put it in, and actually, to be honest, mine broke. And I need to get another one. And I did put it in some kind of material and carrying it, but it hits whatever it hits and it broke after a while. But it's definitely worth using just because, as you said, the particles in the plastic don't leach into the water. The other thing is when you're buying water in the plastic bottle, you don't know how long that water has been sitting. So you don't know how much, of the particles in the plastic have gone into the water, especially when it's in heat. I know a lot of people will, I know quite a few people, and I used to be that one of these people who would, take a water bottle and then put it in the freezer. And you're like, oh, I want to keep my water cold. And then I want to keep my water cold for the entire day. And then you take it out like on a hot day. And then, like, if you're driving, put it, for me, if I was driving, I put it like in the dashboard so then it, can kind of melt a little bit so I can have some to drink. But that heat, again, is pulling the particles from the plastic into the water. So you're absolutely right, Jacqueline.
But before we go to the first slide, I just saw a chat that oh my God, I just missed it. Teresa Plaskett. Oh yeah, here it is. Is there a benefit of value in drinking coconut maple birch water?
There's definitely a benefit to drinking coconut water. I don't know about coconut maple birch. It sounds delicious. But it has alcohol. It has electrolytes. So I know that someone else, I can't remember who, but someone else had talked about there's electrolytes in water. Let me just state that when you are, and you can definitely speak more to this, Kevin, but when you are working out, your body gets depleted of electrolytes. And so you need to replenish that, whether it's salt, whether it's coconut water, or whatever it is that you choose. What I will say, because I do want to state this, if you cannot drink Gatorade, a lot of people think Gatorade is the way to go to replenish the electrolytes. It's not. It works. It's just that it's not healthy for you. So I'm like, if you're doing something positive for your body and you're making sure that you're getting healthy, why put the Gatorade in when you can actually put something healthier in, like either putting salt under your tongue, maybe a little bit of salty water, or even coconut water. The other thing I definitely want to share with you, I think somebody talked about smart water because it has electrolytes in it. And I've shared this before. It works. The reason why, and people are like, oh, smart water, it's just a brand. They're trying to get your money. It actually does work. I have something called vasovagal syncope, which affects the vagus nerve. And so, and this thankfully hasn't happened in like it hasn't happened in about a year and a half. And it doesn't happen, obviously it doesn't happen often, but I'll wake up, have to go to the bathroom, just, you wake up, go to the bathroom like you regularly would. But then as I'm sitting there in the toilet, I'm like, oh no. So literally I'm having a conversation with God, like, okay, trying to butter, like, okay, if you just don't let me pass out, I will do such and such, whatever it is. Just let me live, basically. So I would pass out. I would have extreme abdominal pain, and I mean extreme abdominal. I'd get hot, I'd get cold, and couldn't find any place of comfort. And then I'd know that I was going to pass out. I went to medical doctors. The medical doctors just said, "Oh, break your fall." To break my fall meant to put a robe. For me, it was to put a robe on the back of my bathroom door, because I live in New York. I have a very small bathroom, but a bathroom door, and then I would take the robe down, roll it, because I knew I was going to pass out. And so now what I do is I just lay in the tub because I know I'm going to pass out. However, when I went to my naturopathic doctor, who listened to me and really paid attention to like what's going on, then she explained to me that, your electrolytes are getting depleted. And she's like, you really want to thank your body, because your body is actually resetting itself when you pass out and then you come back. So there's something to it. So the body is always working in your favor. But it's just making sure that that your electrolytes get replenished. I say all that to say that I keep salt now, but I used to keep smart water in my bathroom. Because when I felt it coming on, I would literally drink smart water and it would dissipate. The symptoms would go away. So I'm like, there's definitely something to smart water, or definitely something to water with electrolytes. I know there's more brands out there that have electrolytes in the water.
To jump in with that, Kyira, first of all, I was shocked to hear that your doctor was like, yeah, just break your fall. I'm sorry, I'm passed out. How am I going to break my fall?
Right, I've hurt my shoulder, I've hurt my head. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to lay in the tub. How about that?
But I wanted to go back to the coconut water. My very first race, and they always say, don't do anything different on race day, right? My very first race, I was like, ooh, I'm going to have coconut water in my bottle. I'm going to be on it, on my bike. And let me tell you, I drank that coconut water while I was in my first race, and I was like, ooh, mistake. The only reason why it was a mistake for me because the body was trying to process all the properties of the coconut water while I'm like working at like high intensity. And I was like, I should have I should have just drank regular water, you know. And again, it's the electrolytes, it's the properties of the coconut. Your body still has to process that, and to get that to move into the body, get into the bloodstream, do all those things, and that just was taking longer. And I felt like I was like gasping for air on my first race, like trying to get more in. But now I'm getting full because I'm actually drinking coconut water, and I wish I just would have had water. But that again shows the need for electrolytes and how that happens. And just to speak on that for a second, so like and this is for every person, but I just notice it more when I'm at high intensity. The electrolytes actually act like, so like your muscle fibers are kind of like doing, they're kind of like doing this thing as you're kind of moving and running or whatever. And the lack of hydration and also lack of electrolytes make that process hard, right? And it becomes like sandpaper. And so your muscles kind of like doing this and acting like sandpaper, that is why things become hard for you. And it's like, oh, this is so hard, like stepping up a stairs or like trying to run further when you have no hydration and there's no electrolytes. That process, instead of doing this all the time as the fibers are moving between each other, now becomes like this. And then you have to push harder to get the regular thing that you would have done on an average day, and you have to push harder to make that simple thing happen. And hence why we need our hydration and need those electrolytes.
Yeah, so basically hydration is like, it's almost like a cushion, like a lubrication.
Right.
Exactly.
And again, to allow us to do what we love to do, right? It's not just about the water, it's not just about the hydration, it's not just about the tech stuff and all the chemical reaction that happens, but we are fueling this body with the most prime element that we have, so that we could do the things that we know we want to do or love to do or have to do or any of those things, so life doesn't become just laborious.
The other thing is, laborious. And all the things that you just named, the other part, you and the labor and laborious, I know. The other thing is, if you're vain and you want to look good, drink water. Because drinking water is really good for your skin. So I'm like, a lot of people, drinking, it's probably the best and the most basic thing to do to make sure that your skin looks smooth, that it looks young, that it looks supple. You always talk about, baby skin. Well, stop drinking water, you start looking like an alligator. I was like, it depends on what you want to do, how you want to look. So it's really, water is really the most basic thing that keeps you healthy in so many different ways. So now, Kenyoku, if you can go to the facts slide.
Let's get that back up in there.
And just so we know, some of us know all this information, but the earth is made up of 80% water. Our bodies, and I literally just put an average of 70% because some people say it's made of 60%, 65, 75, 80%. I said, we'll just go with a median number. But the body is made up of 70% water. Our muscles are made up of 80% water, and our blood is made up of 75% water. So clearly, water is super important. And water is a natural element that the earth needs as well as our bodies need. So it's important to constantly replenish it. And the reason for replenishing it is because we do lose it. We lose it when we breathe. We lose it especially if you're doing some kind of high intensity workout. So on average, I want to say we lose about 2% of our body content of water. Just by the breathing, by the sweating, by all the things that we naturally do. So you have to constantly replenish it. And athletes lose about 6 to 10% of their water weight. So I'm like, you have to replenish that, because if you don't, you're gonna feel the effects.
And look at that last line that you put in there. Our blood is made up of 75% water. Let's just look at that alone. Your heart has to your heart has to pump blood from one extremity of your body, the top part, all the way down to your toes.
Yep.
And if we are lacking in hydration and water, and our blood is made up of 75% water, how hard is that now for it to make it all the way to your toes and all the way back to the heart? So the more fluidity that it has and the more lubrication that it has, it can just shoot there, do what it's supposed to do, and come on back. And that faster process just makes life a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. And to the brain, I mean, just all throughout the whole body. Some like you literally, your body is always working to help you and to always be, positive for you. So it's always working in your favor, but you also have to help your body. Like it's, there's a relationship between what you're doing and how your body is working with you. So you need to have a positive relationship with your body, meaning you got to take care of it so it can take care of you. It's almost like food. What you put in is what you're going to get out. Water, what you put in is what you're going to get out. So you want to make sure that you definitely give your body the hydration that it needs. If you want, Kenyofu, I'm sorry, I know you put us back on speaker mode or speaker, whatever this is. Can you put us on, can you show us the next slide?
The brother.
Yeah, Kevin, you want to go through this one? I love it. I just love the fact that it's a Black man.
I love that when I saw that I was like, yes, this is it. All right, so I'm just gonna go through it. Make up 85% of blood, which is our heart. Water moistens oxygen by breathing. Helps the body absorb nutrients. Helps convert food into energy. Now that's a huge one right there, because that's a catalyst. And as an athlete, I'm looking at all of this, but while I'm working, that's probably the one that I'm focusing on the most, because like say in the morning before a race or before a workout, the only thing I can have is probably oatmeal, and I can't have a lot of it. But the oatmeal definitely acts like a sugar, right? It's a carbohydrate, so my body can process it fast. But I need the water to help convert it, right? So the water and the oatmeal for me in the morning, that's all I need. Like I'll do an entire workout, or I can race on that in the middle. Of course, I'm snacking in the middle, and that's all I need. But the water is what helps that interaction happen.
Let me just, before you even jump, I thought that was really interesting, only because my thought and my teaching is always, don't drink water while you eat. Oh, I think Jacqueline said that. Oh, she said she doesn't drink enough water. Okay. And the reason it's always about, oh, you want to make sure that you drink water either before you eat or you drink water after you eat. So like an hour, half an hour, as opposed to eating and drinking at the same time, because it doesn't allow your body to digest the food. So if you can just explain that a little bit more, because I was like, I mean, I saw that and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's interesting.
I believe that when we are let's say sitting at the dinner table, right? I think it makes a lot of sense if you're not using it, and if you're eating at the dinner table, it's best to really chew your food,
Right.
your body work on that so it can properly digest it, and then you can drink your water or whatever the fluid is after. But when you are working as an athlete, I need the properties faster, right? So I need the body to help digest it faster, to get it into the bloodstream. So now I can use it, right? Because carbohydrates turns into a sugar,
Right.
a good sugar, and
It's energy. You need it.
and then the body uses it as a fuel. So now the fuel is now going to get we're gonna burn it really fast, because now I'm actually using it. But if you're not in an athletic state at the moment, then sugar will just convert to fat, and then the body will use a small portion of it, and if it can't do anything else with it, it's just going to get stored someplace.
Correct. Okay, cool. Thank you. Can you just, yeah, please show that slide, because the other thing that really really stood out for me with the whole the bones, water makes up 22% of your bones. I didn't know that. I was like, okay, it's just super important.
Right. So I'm going around. Cushion the joints. Water cushions the joints. You made a joke earlier about he was a family member that got up and you heard that little kick.
My brother, exactly, exactly.
um, and you're like, oh, that's the age. Yeah, it is not just the age. It is the lack of, you know, probably mobility, but also water, right? That water is that cushioning. Um, so I have a coach, and we were talking about my life as a dancer for 20 years and choreographer, and then life as an athlete. And he was saying that, he said, you're so far advanced, because, you know, as he was sort of like testing me out and looking at all what was going on, he was like, your bones are in a state where it can take the pressure because you've been doing all this jumping and on stage and performing. And that's definitely been an added benefit as I transitioned into this athletic world. But that water cushioning the joints, like you're running, you're jumping over stuff. Like, yeah, if there's no lubrication there, anything becomes hard. Anything hurts,
Right.
right? Walking
Right.
downstairs hurts. Walking upstairs hurts. Stepping off a sidewalk hurts. Or you could feel that. It may not hurt, but you could be like, ooh, I felt that.
Right.
Uh, and we need all that lubrication to help us do what we want to do. Now accounts for 22% of water in your bones. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I was
That's
like, that's amazing. That's amazing.
that's gonna make me drink more water.
Right.
And then the last one, which I think is probably the most. I mean, there's things that we use water for and that we focus on just in our own daily lives, but removal of the waste is probably right along the line. What you're saying, you wanna, if you're in that vein kind of character, then drink more water. But the but the important fact about that is that how it removes waste, how it pulls all of that together, everything that you've eaten, everything that you've been breathing in, that water is able to take it and pull it out and discharge it out the body. So now you can make space to build muscle. You can make space to use the nutrients in your body to convert to muscle and convert to all the other things that you need to process. But that removal of the waste is so key, because how long sometimes are we just walking around with waste in our intestines, and it's just there. You know, we know what happens when you don't take the garbage out after a couple of days. You walk in
Right.
your and it's just like, ooh, somebody got to take the garbage out. But that's the same thing that's happening inside of our intestines, but we just don't know it because that aroma is not coming up here. I say aroma, right?
Yeah, no. Odor, yes.
Odor. The odor is not coming up to your senses and out here, but that's the same thing that's happening. You know, all that fecal matter is just sitting there and it's not allowing your body to have those functions. And, you know, we can go into a whole nother conversation with that. But yes.
Well, I
All
just want to state, oh wait, hold on. What time? Oh, it's 7:51. I'm thinking it's 8 o'clock. Okay, I just want to make sure that we acknowledge the time. But I also want to state just the you're saying the removal of waste and toxin. Just think of the water that I love it. I see you, Jacqueline. I see you drinking your water. So the removal of toxins on the inside, but then even when you're taking a shower, removal of toxins on the outside. So I'm like, this water just inside and out, it's just beneficial. If you can you, because I see a whole bunch of comments and I was laughing at one of them. So if you could share some of the comments that we've had, and actually if anybody wants to come on and just talk about and share what it is that has come up for them, we definitely want to hear it.
you know,
Okay.
wow.
So I'm going to back up a bit.
Okay.
Well, the comments are some from the previous conversation.
Okay.
And Jacqueline was mentioning what happens when her skin, what happens with her skin when she doesn't drink water. So her hands get leathery and they look dry, and she sweats a lot because she's in menopause. And so that's if she doesn't drink at least 90 ounces. And Cheryl mentioned about not eating and drinking simultaneously. Snap, crackle, pop. Referencing the bones, I'm imagining.
That's the bones, right?
That's what I saw. I started laughing about that.
And cancer risk with excess waste, says Cassie. And I offer it. The people are full of SHIT in terms of that being the physical, biological reality. Cheryl says, yes, and the toxins of that feces that seeps back into your bloodstream. And Charmaine says, I just finished my bottle of water that I've been struggling with since yesterday and getting ready to start another.
Good. Good.
Yay.
Good. You know what? If anybody wants to just come off mute and just share, elaborate on what it is that you've already stated. We definitely want to hear your voice because we've definitely heard each other's and we've heard Kenyofu's and we love all the voices that we've heard, but we haven't heard enough from you.
Oh, excuse me.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jacqueline.
Hi. It's my birthday. So thank you.
Birthday, and you're here with us. Wow, we appreciate that.
Yeah, this is my routine. Yeah, and this helps me drink the water because every time I'm sitting on Woo, I'm drinking water. I struggled with drinking water for so many years, but as I'm getting older, and I'm like Charmaine, I'm quite vain. I like my skin to look a certain way. And when I was at work, I'd use the plastic water bottle, so I knew how much water I was drinking, and I was drinking it all day. And I always got compliments on how soft and buttery my skin looks. And I'm like, but now I'm noticing that I'm getting the alligator skin. And I was like, wait a minute, because I wasn't drinking enough water. I was drinking herbal tea and I thought I was doing something with that, but it wasn't enough. So I think Mika had sent me to her auntie and she talked to me and I had my colonic and everything. And then she was like, drink this baking soda in the morning with 30 ounces of water because I have acid reflux. Because I haven't had a situation with it since I started doing that. And then I drink my herbal tea afterward. And then I have about, I don't know how many ounces this is, it's huge. My husband brought it to me. I drink that, a couple of those for the rest of the day and I walk. So that helps. And I'm not getting the popping in the knees like I was getting.
I was gonna say, are you getting the snap crack?
Pop.
No, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. I hate that sound. It just disturbs me.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Thank you. I'm complete.
Enjoy your birthday. And thanks again for joining
Jacqueline, thank you so much for that. Looking as bright as she can be. I see that Mika smile on you. Kyira, we talked about yesterday some of those other myths about drinking water, and one of them, you know what, Jacqueline just said it and it just escaped my head. I was trying to pull it really quickly. Oh my gosh. We were talking about the suggested amount of water that people should drink, because sometimes you feel like, oh, but I am drinking enough, but then when you actually add it up, you're like, oh, we really only had 2 glasses all day.
Right. So, and it's funny, this is a slide, but we don't even have to go to it. So if everyone can at least either pull out your phone, pull out a piece of paper, or if you can do the calculation in your head, do that. What you're gonna do, and there's different ways of doing the calculation. This is my my equation or my calculation. You do your total weight, you divide it by 2, and then you divide it by 8. So for me, I believe I'm supposed to have about 9 glasses of water per day. So it's your total weight divided by 2. And actually with that, when I was speaking with when Kevin and I were talking about it last night, he was like, oh yeah, you just look at the amount of ounces and then you know how many ounces you're supposed to drink. For me, I need the breakdown. So then I need to divide the amount of ounces divided by 8. And that will tell you how many glasses of water, how many 8 ounces of glasses of water that you need to drink per day.
Let's do that math really quick.
And make sure you round it up. If you see a 0.5, make sure you round it up. You're like, I can get through half of that. No,
say it one more time.
It's total water, total weight divided by 8. I'm sorry, divided by 2, and then divided by 8. So if yours is 90 ounces, then you divide it by 8. That's really about 9 glasses of water.
Right. So I got 11.8, which is really rounding up. That would be 12.
Yep.
So that's 12 glasses.
12 glasses of
12
water.
8-ounce glasses.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. And then that's interesting. It's 12 8-ounce glasses.
Mm-hmm. And then I know you said that you normally drink.
It's how much? Let's see. 12. Look, we're doing it here on the show. 12 times 8.
And 16 cups equals a gallon. Exactly. Cassie.
Oh, that's right. That's 96 ounces.
Yeah.
So, and then the way that I was saying, what I've heard was half your body weight.
And that's it. And you looked at the ounces.
Body weight in ounces, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 190. And then that's divided by 2, which is 95. And then, so that's 95 ounces of water. We got 96 the other way. So, all right.
Right.
Whatever way you want to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's a question.
He said, damn, 10 glasses a day.
Yes, yes.
In the name of Rastafari. Charmaine, you are too much. I know, but it only feels like that if it's not consistent, right? If you haven't been doing it, it's like, oh my God, I've been struggling with this one, like how many glasses of water I struggle per day, and now you're telling me 10 glasses of water. Lord have mercy. But there are some hacks, like, so what I sort of do on a normal, and we all struggle. Like, it's not everything is in moderation. Everything is not going to be as clean and simple and fluffy as we would like it to be.
Right.
But what I try to do on a normal basis is that I just drink water during the day. Like, that's it. I will sort of enjoy maybe some iced tea in the evening or anything with a little bit more flavor in the evening, but throughout the day it's just water. So I don't have to think about how many ounces I'm at, or how many cups did I drink, or how many in my jars that I have. Like, it's just water. Or I may have some green tea in the water to go. I mean, some green tea during the day just for some kind of like variation. But that's all I do.
Yeah.
And and just to add on to that, also because when I am in heavy workout mode, or if I'm preparing for a race, it takes about 48 hours for your body to fully process the hydration and water, for it to be ready for like a workout day or race day. So if I am dehydrated for any reason, let's say if there's a race or intense workout this Saturday morning, and let's say if I'm dehydrated Friday, and then like Friday night I'm trying to drink water, I'm already too late. I'm already too late for Saturday morning's workout that I'm going to be on the track at 7 a.m. It's already, I don't have, the body is taking time to process. Like, I forgot what the calculation is. I should have looked that up. Like, it takes an hour per certain amount of ounces to process the water.
Okay.
I need to look that up. So that's why, like, I just need to stay ready. And since my workouts have become all throughout the week now, so at least 3 or 4 days a week that I'm working out. So I just need to stay ready. I just drink water all the time.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I know with me and my girlfriend, it's all about, it's not about getting ready, but staying ready. So whether you're going to stay ready for your workout or stay ready because, somebody's calling you saying we need to go out, you just got to stay ready. So just keep it with the water, with the look, with the just always being ready, and just be ready to go out. That's right. It. Just stay ready. That's interesting though, when you said about the, 48 hours before, but also just to make sure that you state that on that day. So you have to drink how many glasses of water per day? 12. Right?
For me, it's 96 ounces.
96. So whatever that is, 12. That's 12.
That's 12 glasses.
But then on your workout day, you have to drink more than that, because you lose about 6 to 10% of your water weight.
Yeah, I will do. In an hour workout, like, or 2 hours, I would do 2 of these. This is 16 ounces.
Okay.
So that's 32 ounces right there, just in 2 hours.
Okay. Fantastic.
Still the rest of the day.
Right. What I want to is 8:03. So I know that people have to go to work. People have to, help the children to get ready for school, or just start your day. So we definitely want to just say thank you. Thank you for joining us, hoping that you got something out of this. The contact information, it looks like Kenyofu has shared it. Please feel free to reach out to either one of us, talk about water, talk about nutrition, talk about anything. But yeah, please feel free to share it with us. Jacqueline, I don't know if you have to leave today just yet, but if you do, I definitely want to state happy birthday again.
Happy birthday, Jacqueline.
Yes, happy birthday. And if anybody from the 8 o'clock, hour, or I should say the 8 o'clock time right now, want to share anything, please feel free to jump in and just share what you need to share real quickly or want to share real quickly, and then we can continue until the next 26 minutes since it's 8:04 now.
Kyra, this question came up and it will benefit everybody. Came up twice, and that's how much is too much and what happens to the body? How much is too much water?
Well, you're right. There is too much water that you can drink. I will say the amount, I would say just focus on the amount of water that you are supposed to drink when you're looking at your water weight. So when you're looking at your weight and you do the calculation. So just making sure you drink that amount of water is going to keep you from drinking too much water. Obviously, there's too little water where you're just dehydrated, don't drink enough. When you drink, actually, my father is that way. My father said that he can drink too much water. What happens when you do drink too much water?
I have a mentor that went through that, and I forgot what happened. I've never had too much water. I'm always using it, and I've just been a dancer all my life, so it's always been needed. But I literally forgot what happens to the body. And let's look it up while we
Okay.
I can share with you.
Luis and whoever wants to share. I know
Yeah.
Luis.
I can share with you. I have a friend that loves to drink a lot of water, and his doctor told him, you have got to cut back on drinking so much water, because what you're doing is washing out all your nutrients in your system, all your electrolytes, all your vitamins, everything you're depleting. So you're doing something good drinking the water, but you're just doing too much. So cut back on your water. And this man can drink like 10, 15 bottles of water a day.
Okay.
Yeah, loves water. So he had to cut back because he was washing all of the good nutrients out of the system.
Okay.
And then it shows up in your blood. When they're doing blood, it shows up that the creatine, I believe, shows up really high. So that's how they also know that you're drinking too much water.
Got it. All right. Thank you. Did anybody else want to share, Luis? I know you said something. You said something about it affects your heart.
Hi, morning.
Good morning.
I'm driving. So it can, if you drink too much water at that time, whenever it happens, it can lead you to go into heart failure. So people that typically have, like, let's say congestive heart failure, they can only drink but a certain amount of water because it affects the heart being able to pump properly. So but it can do an acute thing. If you're drinking way too much, it overwhelms your heart, so it can lead to heart failure.
Which makes sense. Thank you, Luis. Which makes sense since the water goes into the blood. Water makes up 80% of your blood. So, which makes sense because then if you have too much of that water, the circulation is going to be too much circulation, and it's going to take out the toxins. It's gonna overload, just like you stated. So, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. I wanted to say too, this is so inspiring. There's quite a few people at work that bring to work like these jugs of water that has the amount of water they should drink for the day. And I'm definitely going to start doing that. I'm going to purchase that and do that because this is just really inspiring. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Louise. That was a good hack, though. In your jug of water, you have what you should be drinking for the day. That's a good hack.
Yeah. They have, and I've seen it. They have like the jug, they have the bottle, and it'll have like literally the lines, and different ones. Some are just funny, others are just just a regular. This is the amount of water that you're drinking. Others are like too little, too much, whatever it is, and it literally states, so then you know exactly how much water you're drinking.
Got it.
So it's pretty cool.
You want to go?
In the chat, she put in the chat about drinking too much water. She says it can result in water intoxication, also known as hyponatremia, causing the inside of cells to flood due to abnormally low sodium levels in your bloodstream. In severe cases, water intoxication can lead to debilitating health problems such as seizures, coma, and even death.
And there you have it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, thank you very much, Cassie. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, this is good. I'm seeing that people are motivated to drink water. I'm like, yay. You know what, Kenyofu, if you can show us the next slide, and that will be the final slide.
So while Kenyofu is pulling the slide up, Kyira and Kevin, I wanted to ask a question that you can share with the community. Is with the water and the quality of water, is there a difference or is there benefit to having filters in your house to filter your drinking water? And when you're drinking filtered water or you're purchasing alkaline water, what do you do when you're cooking? Are you using that same water, or would you advise people to use tap water for that?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. Kevin, go ahead. You can start.
Well, this is more in your department, but
Okay, looks like you were gonna say something. Go ahead.
yeah. I'm just gonna say, like, all my bottles of water that I use on whether if I'm in the house or working out, it's all filtered water. You know, I just have a Brita filter here, and I just like to just know. I don't like the additive taste. I use electrolytes in that water when I'm working out, but other than that, I just like filtered water. I just feel like it's the cleanest process that I can have. Now, cooking water, I just use tap water because I may be boiling it for oatmeal or anything else. But I'm gonna let Kyira speak on that part.
Okay, definitely. It's interesting because Kevin and I talked about, well, what's the best water? And I'm like, I don't know really. But for me, the healthiest water to me is actually spring water. But you got to really know the source of the spring water to make sure that you are getting the minerals from it, because a lot of it is still, what is the word that I'm trying to say? A lot of it is, for lack of a better word, processed. And it doesn't have as many minerals as you actually think it's supposed to have in the spring water. So really looking at the quality of it. The alkaline water, you definitely, you can drink it. You just want to make sure that you know what the pH is, because sometimes if the pH is too high and it can actually knock your pH level off. The filtered water, that's really my main source. I use filtered water. And when I use filtered water, I do it for drinking. I also use it because I questioned that. I was like, should you use tap water? Should you use filtered water? So I actually use filtered water, but I also get it from like my refrigerator. So it's, it's the filtered water coming through the refrigerator. And I actually use that for cooking. But there is something too, when you do tap water, you're boiling the water. So you can use it. It just makes me feel better. It's almost like buying organic. My parents are like, they don't make it, that food, you're just spending more money. It's not organic. It makes me feel better. And I feel like, there's definitely something to, when you feel better. And New York water, what I will say, Jacqueline, is drinking the water, literally you have to drink it from the tap of the faucet. The cold water is the best water ever. So you're absolutely right. So if on like a hot day, absolutely, I'm with you on that. But I'm definitely, for the most part, I would use filtered water. Tap water, the chlorine, the fluoride, the blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I will say this though. I went to my aunt and uncle's house, and I don't know if it was just like the brain works. It's the mind is just a powerful thing. Went to my aunt and uncle's house like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh, you want some water?" And I was like, they were like, "You want something to drink?" And I was like, "Yes, I want some water." So I saw my uncle, get the water from the tap, and I was like, oh. And I literally didn't feel well after I drank it. Now I'm sure that was in my head, because it's just like, oh, you're giving me tap water, but I drank it. So I don't think that tap water will make you sick. I definitely don't. Okay, Detroit water is good too. Cool. Yeah, just make sure that's filtered depending on where you live in Detroit. I should say, depending on where you live in Michigan, because I'm just thinking Flint. As soon as you said Detroit, I thought Flint. I was like, wait a minute, don't drink that. But good. I'm glad that Detroit water is good, Amal. So yeah, I definitely would say if you can use filtered water when you're cooking, definitely do that. But you know, tap water it's going to boil out anyway. The other thing is a lot of people talk about the use of distilled water. Like, should I drink it? You can drink distilled water. It's just that it doesn't have any minerals in it. And so what you want to make sure is that you're putting minerals in when you drink distilled water. You can drink it, but if you drink too much of it, it's going to take the minerals out of your system because it's also not putting any minerals in. So distilled water is good if you're doing like a fast or a cleanse, but somebody has to kind of walk you through it because they should be giving you minerals to take as you're drinking, as you're consuming the distilled water. So distilled water, if you know what you're doing, but definitely I would say spring water, for me on the totem pole would be spring water, alkaline water, tap water, distilled, well, you know, mineral water, depending. I'm just not a fan of mineral water, and then distilled water. So it just depends.
Kyra, can you just answer?
What was the question?
I'm trying to say her name. Oh, Yoldine.
Yoldine, Yoldine. Mm-hmm.
Isn't it better to drink water that has naturally occurring minerals instead of added minerals? I think this is in response to what you were saying about distilled water.
Yeah, I definitely I would say that. Yeah, definitely the natural spring water, absolutely. And I saw something that said Crystal Geyser. I like Crystal Geyser. I think it's actually it's a pretty good spring water. Also, Icelandic water is actually a really good one as well. Again, just regular spring water, and it doesn't break the bank like a Fiji. My brother is definitely a bougie drinker. He loves Fiji.
Jacqueline with her bougie water. No, it was Cassie with her bougie water, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Before we go on to that last slide, you know,
Mhm.
I wanted to just put us into the space of, you know, right, we've been covering a lot of like, details and stats around water. But I know for me, like the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, it has to just be a glass of water. There's no lemon, there's no anything. Although that's nice too. You know, some days it's nice to just put a little squirt of lemon in it. But how I feel like as an emotional and spiritual being and what you're able to think about. Because obviously the more things in your body, especially in the morning, like you've been sleeping all night, right? You've been basically hibernating for 6 or 5 or 7 hours. And that water first thing in the morning is allowing the oxygen to get through to your cells and into your bloodstream. You should automatically be able to feel that difference in the morning, right? So if that comes with, you know, just staring into the horizon and it's the sun or it's a meditation, you should be able to process those thoughts so much easier because there's not much to process, right? There's no food to process. There's no any of your body's resources are not being allocated to something else. And all it's doing right now is processing water and oxygen getting through to all of your cells. That feeling in the morning to me is like it's a drug. It's a complete high, and you're still and you're solace, and you're able to just be at peace for that moment of time or whatever day, whatever portion of the day it is. But I just think the morning is easiest because it's, you know, it's not as much things happening yet, and you're not really on your grind yet. Um, and really, that's the purpose of all of this, right? We want to be able to think and see into our future and see outside of ourselves and be able to make decisions and be able to process life, you know, so much differently than maybe how we were brought up. And just doing all these things that attribute to our life's development, water, just allows us to be that highest being. And that's my purpose of being very purposeful about drinking water.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I drink water, I drink 2 glasses. I try to do it between the hours of 5 and 7 a.m. And it literally wakes me up. Like, you know, you wake up, obviously, you're waking up from your sleep, but it literally like wakes my body up. It gives me energy, which is what it actually physically does. I actually like to have 1 glass of water without just regular water, filtered water. And then I also like to drink key lime water. Amal, you said something. Amal, can you come on? I'm sorry, I didn't read it.
It went away.
Yeah, sure, I'm on. Yeah, you know what? I was saying I don't consciously drink water during the day, and I know I don't drink enough water, but I'm telling you, my body will let me know. All of a sudden, I'll feel a little off, feel really tired. I just go and get a glass of purified water and just drink it down. And I mean, it's almost immediate that I start feeling a lot better. So I'm gonna let my body guide me. I wish I didn't have to let it get to the point where I need to have the water. I wish I could just drink enough water to sustain me, through the day, but I don't. But that's my share.
Thank you. And just so you know that when you feel like you need it, that's when you know you're dehydrated. So just try and make a more of a conscious effort to just sipping some water. It's not like you have to down the water, because a lot of people, as we know, a lot of people don't like the taste of it, or they're just not thinking about it. But if you just kind of have it near you, just taking little sips, you don't realize just how effective it is and how much it does change your body and your body composition, and the fact that your level of hydration in your body. So
sometimes when we feel like we're hungry or we're snacking or we may eat something, sometimes it's really the body is just saying that you're thirsty. So for people who are focused on losing weight at this time, I would challenge you to think the next time you feel like you're hungry to drink some water and see what happens. If you're still hungry after that, then yeah, you're really hungry. But see how many times you do that and you were satisfied.
Okay.
And I agree with that, because I have done that. Also, what about tea? Because oftentimes I'll just drink a cup of tea during the day. Is that enough source for water?
Tea, it's funny because a lot of people say, you'll read that, oh, you can drink tea or water. Just drink regular water, literally. And I want you to, again, just use this. If you're gonna wash the floor, you're gonna wash it with tea, you're gonna wash it with water, you're gonna wash it with seltzer water. So, I mean, obviously you're gonna wash it with regular water because you wanna cleanse your floor. So just think of it the same way that you would do for your body. Just always think just regular clean water is what you wanna drink the most of. Not saying that you can't drink tea, because I love tea as well. It's just that it's not giving your body the same effects and the same properties as if just drinking regular water. But what I'd like to do, because that was a perfect segue what you said, Kevin, if you can show us that final slide. And yes, tea is a diuretic. So the significance of water, I know you talked about, and I just want to actually talk about the weight loss. If you are drinking enough water, or one, you want to also, if you're looking to lose weight, before you eat, about half an hour before you eat, you want to drink a glass of water. And then when you drink that glass of water, it actually fills your body up. So it actually decreases the amount of food that you would be taking in. So that's automatically going to help you with your weight loss. And exactly what you said, Kevin, I'm always big on, when people are like, oh, I have a craving, I need to make sure that, I want to eat that, whatever it is that they're craving. I always state, drink a tall glass of water, wait 10 minutes. And then if you still feel like you need to have that craving, then by all means, take some, eat some, but it might actually be that you end up eating less because you've already filled your belly with a tall glass of water.
Yep.
Did you want to say something, Kevin?
No, I was just agreeing with you. Yep.
Okay. Also with obviously this constipation, you want to make sure that you're drinking the water. When you're dehydrated, you can get constipated. You're not, again, the lubrication, the removal of waste. You want to make sure that you're drinking enough water so you're actually allowing your body to excrete the toxins, excrete the waste that needs to come out of your system. When it comes to the brain, a lot of people don't realize that dehydration, there's a connection between dehydration and working memory, as well as, just how you're thinking, your ability to focus, your ability to pay attention, you need to make sure that you, again, are drinking enough water. We've definitely talked about, physical performance. If you're drinking enough water, your body is going to perform better. And then lastly, and these are, I'm just touching on a couple, water affects you, or I should say, if you're dehydrated, or just the fact that water affects your body and affects you in so many different ways. I just highlighted these five. And I want to do pictures because I'm not sure, some people are visual, some people are auditory, some people, like to just read and will take in the information. But maybe if you see the pictures, it'll be like, oh, I don't want to be constipated. Let me make sure I drink more water. I want to make sure I lose weight. Let me make sure, I drink more water. And the fact that that water can actually keep you from getting headaches, and it can also decrease headaches. It also talked about hangovers. Now this is interesting. They said when you drink, you should drink water in between. You should drink water in between however much alcohol you drink. And then after you finish drinking the alcohol, the last thing that you should drink is water. And it's supposed to decrease the effects of a hangover in the morning. Now, I've read that, but then I've also read the total opposite. But what I will say is just make sure you continue to drink water. And the reason for it is because the alcohol is, again, it's dehydrating to the body. So you just always want to just make sure that you replenish the water that's in your system or that's left your system. And you always just want to keep your body hydrated. Obviously, there's the skin, there's so many other things, but I just wanted to highlight these five different areas that water affects your body or lack thereof. And we can go back to the gallery screen.
Boom.
Does anybody, I'm curious to know, is anybody affected by headaches? I'm not. I never have headaches. And if I do, then there's a real problem. But has anybody ever had like a headache and then they had water or drank water and their headache went away? I'm just curious. I'm not a headache person at all.
So Kyira and Kevin, I don't see any hands raised, but I can share while the community maybe is getting their thoughts together. I find that when I have a headache, it is directly affected to the amount of water that I have been drinking and the amount of rest that I have or have not been getting. And my youngest son, for a period of time, he had headaches, very debilitating headaches. And I had him increase his water intake and, really force him to go to bed. Kids don't like to go, well, my kids don't like to go to bed. And that, yeah, right. They think that they're going to miss something, but that dramatically reduced his headaches. So I know for myself, I do see a connection. I also love what you said, Kevin, and I'm glad that you brought that into the conversation, that when you are hydrated, it's more clear to meditate. You are it just creates a better environment for you to be in connection with yourself and maybe messages that you're receiving, your intuition, your spiritual being. You are more connected to that when you are hydrated as opposed to when you are dehydrated. So thank you for bringing that into the conversation.
Oh, thank you.
I don't see, oh, you're welcome. And thank you for this. Thank you for this. I know before we went live, we talked about me being pumped for this because I have been drinking a lot of water. I'm in my 5th decade now, and over the last couple of years, I've had a couple of medical, not crises, but just events that are new for me, and drinking water has helped that dramatically. And so thank you for this conversation, and thank you for, focusing on this and coming back to revisit the conversation about water and the importance of water. And I would say that, and you can share your feelings about this. What's important is to start. And if you are, if you're a drinker of water and you get 1 glass of water a day, start small. Like, you don't need to get to 96 ounces today.
No.
You know, start small, have another glass of water every day, and then every day increase it. You know, like you said, your body will adjust. And when I started increasing my water intake, I was very annoyed because I'm like, damn it, I just went to the bathroom. And I will never ever get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. But I have considered it at like 4 o'clock, and I'm like, no, I'm not getting up. You know. But now I no longer have the need. Like it doesn't even, I'm not even awakened at 4 o'clock anymore. I can get up at my normal time because my body has become used to it. So start small, your body will adjust as with anything else. And what's important is to get the water in our bodies because we need it. So I do not see any other hands raised with other people in response to your question about headaches. Ariane in the chat says she doesn't get headaches, but fatigue starts and her head hurts. So I don't know if you have time, if we can invite Ariane to come off of mute and share some more about her comment
Please.
before you move to close.
Please.
Ariane, are you willing to share?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get headaches similar to you, but like I didn't drink any water yesterday, and I probably had like a 12-hour day of work, and my body was just exhausted. I was like like my head started hurting, like behind my eyeballs was literally like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. And that's like being on this made me realize that it was probably like fatigue, like extreme fatigue was setting in, and I needed water or something other than what I was giving it, which was just like soda because it was at hand. So thank you for this. I'm going to try and make sure as I walk to work, I pick up a bottle of water.
Good. Okay, great.
For that. And just, and as we stated earlier, once we are sort of in a dehydration sort of phase, that everything becomes hard. Like even just like say you walk into work, all that becomes hard for the body. Like you may not recognize it, but the body is working a little harder to complete regular tasks, which now ends up being you're tired. And you can't really pinpoint why you're tired, but everything becomes exhausting because the body's fighting to move those muscles across the bones and pulling the bones, and without that lubrication, it just makes everything that much harder. And then it's not letting the oxygen get through getting through to your body and all the areas that it needs. Like you were saying, you were feeling it behind your eyes and all that. That's all dehydration, right? And fatigue because you had a 12-hour day, right? So you got, which is why you definitely need to be drinking water throughout the day, especially if you're having these long physical days. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think all the women should start trying to slowly drink water during the woo session. I drank my 2 cups. I was like, look at this. Look at God. I got it done. So it was great.
Nice. Thank you so much for that.
Definitely. Before we close, definitely if there are any other comments, anybody else wants to come on before we close, by all means. And I will say, Naja, I think you closed it for us.
I think that was
It's like,
according to yesterday's
I have to say anything else.
closer right there.
Well, I didn't mean to take that away from you. Let me go ahead and read the last couple of chats.
Okay.
And then, so Charmaine says, I have chronic migraines. I will set an intention to increase my water intake. And Dean shares, I get headaches and water does help even if I haven't had much to eat in a day. She says, I also notice when I don't get enough sleep, I may get a headache. I realize it is dehydration. And then if I could just share, when I was talking to my doctor on my last visit, I believe, and she was telling me that I need to drink, she said, start with 1 liter a day. And I said, okay. I said, but that's a lot of water. Yeah, and she says, well, what else do you drink? And I said, well, I like to have coffee in the morning and then, maybe tea in the evening and then maybe some, punch and she's like, if you drank water, you wouldn't have room for that stuff. And your body needs water. Your body is calling for water. So the more you intake intake, the more you increase your water intake, you leave less room for the sugary drinks, for the punches and the coffees and the, and the teas potentially. So, we can also think about it that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like your doctor. I love the fact that your doctor even stated all that your doctor. I was like, keep that doctor, because that doctor knows what she's talking about.
Instead of prescribing you with something, why don't you take this?
Right. As we close, I definitely want to, hold on. Yep, water in your woo mug. Absolutely. Go ahead, Terry. I love it. Already promoting the woo swag. I will say before we close, I just read happy birthday, John Carl.
Happy birthday, John Carl.
So Jacqueline and John Carl, again, happy birthday today. Yes. I just want to state exactly what Naja said. Just make sure that that you increase whatever it is that wherever you are, start where you are and just increase it. So don't try and reach for a goal that seems unachievable or just seems so big. Literally, you have one glass. If you only drink one, drink two. Just drink 2 glasses of water. Just make sure that you increase until you can reach your goal. And I can not even almost guarantee, I can guarantee that you are going to feel the difference in your body. You're going to see the difference in your skin, the difference in your hair, the difference in your energy level, the difference in your meditation. I mean, there's so many things that that water helps to benefit you. So definitely, how you take care of your body is how your body's going to take care of you. So you want to make sure that you always are taking care of your body. And the way to do it is definitely with adequate rest and enough water. So just remember the calculation and work toward your goal, whatever your calculation is, to make sure that you are consuming the amount of water that your body needs. And definitely more on the days if you are an athlete or if you're definitely working out and doing like a hard workout, making sure that you increase the water that you're supposed to take on a daily basis, increase it even more on those workout days. And again, happy birthday.
All right, well, it's 8:35. It doesn't seem to be more comments. I guess we can start to bring this to a close.
Yes, so we are doing a special offer. 2 lucky winners, one for Kevin, one for me, will receive a 20-minute nutrition consultation talking about water, rest, food, just everything, even whatever it is that you want to talk about. We are definitely looking to share more information and actually learn from you. More information about what we talked about today. So my number is going to be, actually my number is going to be 13.
Oh, that's scary. Mine was gonna, well, I'll wait till they pull it up and I'll tell you what mine was gonna be.
Okay.
It's still gonna be, I'm gonna use it because that's what came up for me.
Okay.
13 is purple.
Oh, hey, Purple. Are you willing to take up my special offer?
Okay, while she gets herself off of mute, what's the other number?
Mine was 12.
Okay, 12 is Nefertiti.
Look at that.
That is so cool.
There's something going on with Nefertiti and I. We always landing up in the same spaces lately.
Definitely.
It's true.
Okay, so how about purple? Purple, are you available to come off of mute?
Or even type it in if you can't.
Wait, did someone need me to come off of mute or what?
To accept, that's Nefertiti, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes, I accept. Definitely.
Great.
And we also need purple to accept.
Oh, she did accept?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the chat right now.
Okay. Purple, did you accept? All right, well, Purple.
I don't see a response from her in the chat. So
another number.
Let me see. I'm inviting her to unmute herself.
Okay, so we can keep an eye out and ear out for Purple's.
Right.
Purple says she's upset. She accepts. She's getting something done.
Well, so what we'll do is we'll just, great, Purple. I'm excited. I look forward to speaking
Okay,
with you.
she got it.
We're gonna go to the next slide and I will give you, we'll both give our contact information. So please contact me at your earliest convenience. So my contact information, my name is Kyira Harris and my phone number is 646-319-6979. You can find me on Facebook, my company, Keys to Abundant Life. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at KT Abundant Life, and email support@keystoabundantlife.com and the website www.keystoabundantlife.com.
And just to remind the winners, Purple and Nefertiti, do reach out to Kyira and or Kevin so they can complete the offer for you.
Please.
Yep. And here's my contact coming up, number 718-744-7886. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, at Kevin A. Joseph, and then there's my email, kj.brooklyn@gmail. Whatever's easiest for you. And Nefertiti and I talk all the time, so you know how to reach me.
Exactly. Oh, okay. And then if the love offering and donations, Kevin, I think we're on the same page. Love offering, donation, whatever it is that you are going to give, we're going to give it to the admins because they are fantastic. And we couldn't do what we do without them. So if you want to do a love offering and donation, obviously, you know, what you give out is what you give back, again, with the body as well. So you can do Zelle or Quick Pay at soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, Cash App, the $ Spirit of a Woman, and the code is number 301, okay, KHKJ.
So it's just, sorry, today is, wow, that code was not updated.
It's 3:30.
330 KHKJ.
Okay, all right. So yeah, code is number 330 KHKJ for the day 3:30. So please give a love offering to the admins because they, once again, are fantastic.
They rock.
Nigel, can you drop in the link with the right code and also the Cash App link?
Yes, Charmaine just dropped it in the chat.
Awesome, thank you, Charmaine.
Thank you, Yaldine. Appreciate it.
And for our next upcoming facilitation show, join us on Sunday, May 23rd, 2021 for Math is a Language Best Spoken in Creativity, facilitated by our very own Angela Bell.
Yes.
All right, and I'd like to welcome all new members that are in this space today. I'm not sure who you are. I see maybe one new name, but I don't want to assume. I might just not be recognizing you. But if you are new in the space, please drop it in the chat that you are new so that you can get your kudos, and I welcome you. And we want other members in the space. So if you know anybody, please share, and the information will come up later for you to share the information to get new people here. We're here every 5 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 8:30, and Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30. So tune in. We're also live streaming on Facebook. So if you're not able to come into Zoom, you can see us on Facebook. And we have swag for you. So you can wear your sweatshirt, your t-shirt. You can drink from your cup. You can wear the mask and represent. So bit.ly/Woo Swag.
Definitely.
This is where you would get the links, have the links to share with folks. So screen share bit.ly/wake up movement will get people the link to join Zoom. So they'll fill out a form. If you remember doing that, you have to do this every week in order to get the new updates of who the presenters are. It will be emailed to you. So if you also want to be part of the Facebook community, it's a free community and you are able to catch the playbacks of the workshops that you missed. You're also able to join in on Facebook Live while the workshop is happening. You need to sign up at bit.ly/Woo community and you will be approved entry. We are also on Instagram and on YouTube. And if you have any questions or insights, you can share them with us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. So screen share this so that you can have information. And we are looking for volunteers. So the volunteer team is asking you if you have any interest, any curiosity, to email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. And we also have our first Thursday gatherings on Zoom after the session. That's not today, but that will be in 2 weeks. And if you are interested, when you fill out this form, you'll be invited to the next admin orientation, which the date is set for June 3rd. So that's a day that you come into the training space to learn what the details are in what it takes to volunteer. And with that slide, and everyone is on gallery, so we all I'm going to unmute everybody, and you can give the love shower to Kyira and Kevin.
Thank you. This was
Thank you
wonderful.
so much.
Thank you both.
Beautiful
Thank
session,
you,
guys.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
Great
I'll see you
session.
outside, John.
Wonderful
I'm getting ready to join you.
Have a
Thank
great rest of the
you.
day.
Thanks for the reminder to drink water.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Much needed reminders. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Jackie and John Carl. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Kyira and
Thank you,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Some
Thank
vitamin
you,
D and water, guys.
Kyira.
Vitamin D and water. Go outside.
Vitamin D and water.
Yes, vitamin D. Very
It's
important.
90 degrees today in Atlanta, so.
Uh-oh. Well, lots of vitamin D. Go before it gets too hot.
Thank you, Kyira and Kevin.
Thank you both. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great one. Love
Thanks
you guys.
again. Have a great rest of the day, everyone.